Hello, class. Welcome back to our new A Piece of Life lesson vlog by Ma'am Hannah Jane Saligumba Costello LPT, licensed professional teacher. So, for today's topic, we will be discussing compound complex sentences. So, let me share the screen. Okay, so for today, we will be discussing what is a compound and complex sentence. Definition: as the name suggests, a compound complex sentence comprises a compound and a complex sentence. A sentence is compound when it has two or more independent clauses. So when we say independent clauses, these are the clauses that can stand alone as a sentence. It has a complete subject or a complete predicate. So and it doesn't start with a conjunction. So we have three types of conjunctions: subordinating conjunctions, coordinating conjunctions, and correlative conjunctions. As a result, a sentence must have two or more independent clauses and at least one dependent clause to become a compound sentence. So when we say naman compound sentence, it should have at least um, one or two independent clauses and another one dependent clauses. Okay? So, compound complex sentences are typically the longest of all sentences. Compound complex sentences allow you to add a layer of complexity to your writing. They improve the flow and keep your readers engaged. And they are also useful if you're explaining complicated ideas. Let's pull apart a compound sentence to see how it works. Though Samantha prefers peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, she ordered a pastrami and rye and she thought it was delicious. First, we have our dependent clause, though. Samantha prefers peanut butter and jelly sandwiches because it starts with a conjunction though. Then there are two independent clauses. She ordered a pastrami and rye and she thought it was delicious. In the sentence, the coordinating conjunction and joins two independent clauses, which is she ordered a pastrami and rye, she thought it was delicious. It has complete subject and complete predicate. How to write a compound complex sentence. Here are four simple steps for how to write effective compound complex sentences. First is to choose your independent clauses. You're looking for at least two parts of your sentence that could stand alone as complete sentences. Tip: they should have a verb and a subject. When we say verb, it shows an action. It is a part of speech that shows an action. They should have a verb and also a subject. Subject is the main topic or theme of a specific sentence. Make sure that the two clauses are related in some way. Otherwise, they should stay as two separate sentences. Next is choose your dependent clause. Dependent clauses don't express complete thoughts. You couldn't get the full picture of what someone is saying from an independent clause because an independent clause doesn't have either a complete subject or a complete predicate, and it always starts with a conjunction. Diba? So instead, they back up your independent clauses by providing more information. Add your conjunctions. These are the glue that holds all of those clauses together. To join your dependent clauses, use subordinating conjunctions like before, as, or although. For joining independent clauses, you'll need a coordinating conjunction like for, yet, or so. It should be yet, ha? It's a typographical error ng aking secretary, okay? Aking dating student. Punctuate your sentence properly. So punctuation is very important and significant for us. If the sentences sound confusing, it's because they are. You'll need perfect punctuation to keep all the ideas in the right place and to make the sentence easier to understand so that it will be easier to be comprehended. The most common error is creating a run-on sentence. This is when you connect your independent clauses with just a comma. Instead, swap your comma for a semicolon or add a coordinating conjunction. Kasi if there's a comma, it should be the independent clauses. But if we swap the comma into a semicolon or coordinating conjunction, the following clause would be a dependent clause rather than independent clause. All right? So now troubleshooting. Comma splices are a common mistake or error to make when writing compound complex sentences. So it makes the sentences distorted. Use a grammar checker such as Pro Writing Aid to identify any instances of comma splices so you can fix them and strengthen your sentences. So we also have compound complex sentence structure. The easiest way to understand the structure of a compound complex sentence is to first understand the structures of a compound and complex sentences. When two or more independent clauses are put together, they create a compound sentence. Independent clauses are complete sentences. Let's look at an example of a compound sentence. There are some ruins near my house, and I go there sometimes when I need to think. The sentence above has two independent clauses. There are some ruins near my house, and I go there sometimes when I need to think. So, compound complex sentence example. Compound complex sentences are very useful in analytical and academic writing. For explaining complicated topics, creative writers can also use them to add interest and engage the readers. Here are a few more examples of compound sentences. He finished his report for work, but he still needs to fill out the accompanying presentation, even though he should have had it done last quarter. While waiting for the bus, Angela played games on her phone and Lizzie read a book. So after all this time, I still can't fathom why he had to make such a big deal of it. When we say fathom, it is the other word for think. But I guess he had his reason. So this one is an example of compound complex sentences. Diba? So after all this time, so dependent clause, then I still can't fathom why he had to make such a big deal of it. Okay, independent clause, but I guess he had his reason. Another independent clause. So this one is a compound complex sentence. Cameron and Jennifer had only known each other for 3 weeks, but they decided to travel the world together before starting work, and they never regretted the decision. As I put the kettle on, I looked in the jar for biscuits, but I couldn't see any in there. While Jessica likes rom-coms or romantic comedy genres, Sarah likes thrillers, but Ellie only watches documentaries. So, conclusion on the compound complex sentence. Remember, your compound complex sentence needs to have at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. So this calls for a day class. Thank you and God bless. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment. Hannah Jane Costello. Okay, so bye bye. See you again next time.